Today, we're moving on to the control side of Brawl. I've got Teferi, Hero of Dominaria, lined up for us to draw cards and untap lands. This deck, this list, is pretty tuned against aggro decks. We're playing like mediocre removal spells just to stem the bleeding early, and are playing fewer like payoff spells. You'll note that Pull from Tomorrow is missing. We're not playing Inspiration. I think for that reason, this list will perform poorly in the mirror or against other control decks, but it should be better against aggro decks for that reason. We'll try how it goes and see afterwards. Okay, I think they're on, yeah, they're still on Karizev. This is great because it answers turn 2 Karizev. So, yeah, that's so important because otherwise your opponent is attacking you for 3 on turn 3. This way, countering Karizev is huge. I guess we have to hope that they don't have a 1-drop. I feel like turn 1 plays are like so important in Brawl because not only are turn 1 plays not very frequent, but the answers are also like very spare. Right, like you basically only have Fatal Push as a 1-mana answer. I guess you have Shock and Magma Spray in red. But in the other colors, you don't really have any answers. Alright, Meandering River gives us a turn 3 tap land. Playing this on turn 1 would have been nice. Okay, so come on. Like, this is beyond ridiculous. But whatever. Like, okay, can I like let's talk about stream sniping for a second, because I don't care about it. This is a Brawl League. But you know what? You can like see the chat here, right? And then you can see viewers. Oh, all right. There's like, this is me, right? This is the program that I'm using. And then we have like some viewers. Oh, what's this? This viewer is called Lucas Gigs. Well, that's a coincidence. That's something. And then let's look at our turn 2. We hold up Sensor. And like, a blue deck passes on turn 2. Yeah, I better play my 1-drop on turn 2 instead of my powerful 2-drop. I think that's a strong play. So in this spot, well played to Lucas. You got yourself some equity in the Brawl League. Well done. All right, we kind of have to still play our best. It's gonna be difficult given that they now play 2-drop, but things will be fine. I also don't understand why, like, Lucas, you should play Karizev this turn, because I don't have an answer that prevents the ape from attacking. Like, if you're worried about me casting Farm to Market on your Karizev, don't be. That's not what you're worried about. Alright, are we casting Search this turn? Or is Glimmer better? I feel like Search is way better because we need to slash something. Yeah, I think we need to slash the Kenra probably. At least, I guess we can't, because we need to keep up sensor, otherwise they might play a 4-drop. Can we take 3 damage? 3 damage might not be that bad. Oh, but then they keep building their board. Yeah, I'm gonna slash this. I think if they have a 4-drop, we need to like beat it by playing stuff. Good timing on the Karizev. Good play there. Oh, look at this. Oh, look at this. Do you want to have a look at chat again? Guess who isn't there anymore? Oh, I love it. I love it. I'm not assuming that they're not watching anymore. I just think they logged out of respect. You know, at least someone respects me. Admiral's Order. It's probably too slow. We don't really have a 2-mana play, right? Yeah, we kind of need removal spells. Blink of an Eye is really good. I think Teferi plus Blinking Karizev is a fine play. Oh, I guess if they have Burn for Teferi then. We could also just, yeah, I think farm to market, keeping up sensor is better. I didn't watch, but I was still in chat. Yeah, I know, and I always give people credit for that stuff. But it's the second time that happened, and like Lucas isn't normally viewing the stream, I think. At least like whenever I check the viewers, right? Like I don't sit there and like monitor the viewers, but and like this happened the last time that I played against this person as well. I thought I might as well call him out this time because while you can't really prevent ghosting on any level, like calling it out hopefully makes them feel dumb enough that they might like stop it. I don't know. At least I write in chat while I'm ghosting. Very good. That's the spirit. Okay, we kind of have to take 5 here. Beautiful. Like, but look at this shit, by the way. Like, I would always give them credit, but they didn't play Karizev on turn 2 when I kept up sensor. And now, like, they're playing around sensor the whole game. So, like, no reasonable player would do that to this extent. Besides me, you know, because I always play around sensor and force spike. Do I bounce the fleet? No, that doesn't make sense. Do I kill the fleet world cruiser? Do I bounce the Karizev? No. No. No, I think I kill Karizev and keep up the bounce for the cruiser next turn. Killing Karizev makes us take 9 though, and bounce. Oh yeah, okay. Shit. Okay, I just took an unnecessary amount of damage. I think I still bounce Karizev. I guess I don't even need to, but it prevents 1 damage now. I obviously should have done it pre-combat. Like, in begin combat. Do I do that now? It only prevents 1 damage. Teferi plus. I think I can take that 1 damage. Should I cycle away the sensor? I guess I should. I kind of like keeping it in hand, just force them to play around it. It's like the play around sensor syndrome, right? When people play around a card because to an extent that's unreasonable. It oftentimes would have been better just to like cast something into that card earlier, right? Like overextending into a sweeper or playing into a force spike just to get that card out of the hand instead of like awkwardly playing around it. I hope someone understands what I mean. Okay, let's untap 2 lands. And then we can blink the Karizev in begin combat. It's going to be interesting how much our opponent commits into our Fumigate. It's super interesting because I assume you didn't understand. What I was saying is like playing into Force Spike might be a better idea than making that Force Spike cost you like 10 mana over the course of the game, or like 7 or whatever. It's super interesting how much our opponent commits here because they know we have Fumigate, at least I assume so, because you know. But then if they don't commit to the board, it's not getting any better. Okay, nothing there. I think we blink because otherwise like our Teferi... I guess Teferi always dies to like cheap burn spells, right? This way they commit 4 damage and then I guess any burn spell... No, yeah, let's force them to use another burn spell on Teferi because otherwise they could like use a burn spell on our face to finish the Teferi. Yeah. So like Lightning Strike still kills Teferi, as does Flame Lash. Open Fire, Wizard's Lightning. Oh, Wizard's Lightning would be pretty sick because it only costs 1 mana. But all of those cards kill Teferi at this point. Alright, but they don't have any of those. Okay. We can cast Glimmer here, but I think we might need to Fumigate, so I'm not going to cast Glimmer. Disallow fits the curve nicely. Actually, it doesn't, because I need to minus Teferi this turn. Whatever, I still think that it's probably good at some point. I think I'm just going to minus Teferi and not Fumigate. Because I don't really care about what's on the board. Yeah, minusing Teferi on Hazoret is like pretty obvious. But I don't think I want to Fumigate afterwards. Does that mean I want to main phase Glimmer? I really don't want to main phase Glimmer, just for them to attack into like removal, but... Sure. Let's main phase Glimmer. Negate's probably useful at some point. Syncopate, probably not. Intervention. That's a nice answer to Hazoret. Maybe I needed to Fumigate. No. No. No, 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 no. No, no, no. No, I don't think I needed to fumigate. Especially with disallow in hand. This line is reasonable. Because I don't think from now on we need Teferi in play. I guess it's always nice. But for example, next turn we can fumigate, keep up disallow still. What an interesting attack, only sending one creature towards Teferi. It's pretty weak to a removal spell, isn't it? They can't really commit anything to the board because they know we have fumigate. Why would you do that? Yeah, it seems super weak. Not playing around a single removal spell out of the blue-white deck after it just like played Glimmer? Wow. Very loose. Alright, let's pass. Why would you attack with 2 creatures? Ah, this is so lovely. So we can negate anything, and we can Gear Hulk anything. Gear Hulk probably dies to like an Abrade. Let's see if they play Hazoret this turn. Captain Lennery Storm. I feel like that's just fine. So we know they have Hazoret in hand. Playing Gear Hulk. Could also just disallow. No, disallow loses to land Hazoret. Yeah, can't really do anything about this. So we take 4 this turn? One, two, three, four, five, 6. And then we'll kill Karizev. Could also kill Soulscar Mage. No, killing Karizev seems more important. Wait a minute, this isn't Storm. It just looks, you just have to look at it from another perspective, because, you know, this kind of is Storm if you define Storm as like a blue-white control deck. Does that work for you? Right, going on to 5. No. If they had Braid, we just negate. Can also shoot anything. I'll counter any burn spell, Lucas. Unless maybe like a Braid with deal 3 damage. You can't be Storm. Ooh, Harness Lightning. That doesn't make any sense though, does it? Yeah, I'll gladly trade that. If they braid, we fumigate. Yeah, that's true too. Yeah, whatever. Alright, so we name Hazret here. Hazoret the Fervent. Now we only die if our opponent casts like 3 non-creature spells, which is unlikely since we can counter any card draw. We only need to find some way to gain life, which I guess there aren't too many in our deck, are there? There's Fumigate, which we already have. There's Approach, and then there's nothing else. Authority, I guess. Alright. What if Tef plus keep up counter things? Maybe that's better. I didn't even give that a thought. Might be better. Karizev. That seems pretty weak. Hey Shinx, what's up? We've been live for like 1.5 hours. I don't think MTGBot has an uptime command. Alright, let's fumigate this. 5 minutes. And then I don't really see how we lose this. But it's Schnix. Oh, isn't there your username on Modo Shinx? How does Teferi work so far? It's been fine. We first league went 2 and 3, but only because I like game 5 I conceded on turn 1 because my opponent went Ovia, Mox Amber, Lano Elf, and I just didn't want to play against that on the play. Like we had no chance, but whatever. I also misplayed 1 game against Kambal, or which we could have won. So like it's fine. Good morning, Iceman. I guess it's not a morning for me, it's like late afternoon. And our like for those who just joined, like our opponent chilled out in chat earlier, so like I assume that they know our hand, which was really funny because they didn't even log out of their account, which has the same name as their Modo account. But we still managed to beat them since our draw was pretty good. Alright, now we can cast Teferi, right? Because we still keep up Disallow and Negate. Yep, and the Hazret in their hand is also stranded. I'd like to have like a land that gains life. Yeah, I didn't like Spell Pierce. That's why I cut it. And I replaced it with Blink of an Eye. Yeah. I also didn't like Ketra's Last Mercy, because I guess in these kinds of situations it's good, but I don't think these kinds of situations should be losable if you play tight. But yeah, it's just like feelings, right? I haven't played more than 1 league with it so far, so alright. If our opponent plays Karizev, I probably just let it resolve and minus Teferi on her. Glorybringer. That's a disallow. Yeah, Spell Pierce is in standard. It was in Ixalan, I think. I think it was. It was in some standard legal set. Okay, so now we probably activate this Kanta. Actually, let's activate Teferi first, right? Because you don't untap the Spell Pierce in Expedition. It's also in some standard legal set, I remember. Nezahal. That is okay. No, I kind of like us activating this Kanta better because it protects us from burn spells or like haste creatures. And actually this protects us from haste creatures and this protects us from burn spells. Alright, let's cast Nezahal. Yep. Yep. Or whatever they call. Yeah, masterpieces. I call all of them Expedition, I think. Yep, exactly. Those are the two changes I made so far. I also changed up the mana base because the mana base, like, mana bases in Brawl always look terrible, but we definitely needed more blue. If you want to play Disallow and you want to play it like starting turn 3 or 4, you definitely need more blue sources than in the list you sent me. Like, you definitely want more. You also definitely want to play Evolving Worlds. That's just a plain oversight. Easy game. Pew. Easy game against someone knowing our hand. Look, it's Pascal again. Oh, no. This time we're on the draw, though. Alright. We do have turn 2 treasure map. That's pretty cool. I'll just fetch now for F6 value reasons. And fetch lands more instead. You played Evolving Worlds. That's strong. Freebooter. Jeez, that's pretty good against us. Yeah, taking the treasure map is pretty obvious. Oh, drawing the slash challenge is very good against the freebooter. Because that allows us to go slash this, stop the rest, the Kambal. History, jeez. That's very strong. No attack? What? That's like super passive. Okay, but I wouldn't cut Oketra's. Do I play anything this turn? I guess I do play like slash. So I'll let this resolve. I wouldn't cut Oketra's last Mastery after the 80 games I played against Red. You often have the point that I can't kill it with creatures anymore when Authority is in play. Yeah, maybe. That's why I'm like playing right now, to find out how good certain cards are. Dusk Legion Zealot. Okay. Like, not attacking with that freebooter the turn earlier is like very tight play. All right. We basically need to draw Fumigate. Yeah, I don't think like casting out anything here is correct. I think we cycle and draw to Fumigate. And if we get there, it's good. And if we don't, we just die. Because there's just too much value and too much pressure. Don't think casting out Kambal is a winning line. Or casting out a Night Token, no. I guess we can do this now in case we hit some stuff. Like some bounce or something. Alright, let's pass. We could still draw into settle the wreckage if they attack with everything. I saw the black-white Ariel deck at some point. During the last days. That was pretty, like, it's just stock black-white mid-range, but this was dumb. I'm not playing very tight today. That wasn't good. If I plan to draw towards Fumigate, I don't waste my slash here. That wasn't well played. Yeah, we did. But yeah, like, it's impossible to win against discard into history, into more discard, and a Kambal. Do you actually think the 6-mana Armageddon is good? Because it just seems very bad against all the counterspell heavy Teferi lists. But I haven't played too much with Teferi, so I don't know. Also, like, in the first game we played, the Armageddon was actually really bad, because if I played it correctly, I would have bounced your Ruin Raider and then, like, one with Teferi. I don't know. I haven't played with Kambal either too much. Like, I've played 2 leagues with Kambal, I think. Couldn't have to troll you. Definitely good enough for that. Okay, so we probably don't play treasure map. I kind of really want to play treasure map, but deep freezing next turn might be too slow. Also, yeah, playing treasure map here just doesn't do anything. Gideon would have still been good. Yeah, but like I could minus Teferi on the Gideon then. Which I couldn't because the Rune Raider just killed it. No attack. Interesting. Okay, yeah, I think now we just play treasure map. Could have, actually, why wouldn't I have deep freeze Charizard? I think, I don't like my play. These games. Chandra. No tech seems loose. I don't know. I really don't know if not attacking there is good or bad. No deep freeze is looser. Yeah, agreed. Wasn't a good play. I don't know if not attacking there is reasonable against blue-white. I just haven't played enough. Because you do have like some stuff, but not too much. I really want more lands. Don't really need Slash of Talons. But I also don't need to scry right now. Oh, that's good. Yeah, let's do this turn. This I should have played the Deep Freeze last turn. I did versus just one draw step. I think doing it against one draw step is kind of weak, because at that point you're saying like the 1 point of damage is worth, and like the card under the thing is worth less than like 1/10 of what I do, right? You have to multiply the odds and the reward. I should have scryed. I guess I shouldn't have, because if I hit Teferi, stuff might still be good. Yeah, let's just pass. We kind of have to find an answer for Chandra at some point. It's like, what, 15%? I could blank many of those from multiple turns. Yeah, but like the odds of me actually having it are so low, and I think the reward is higher than you think. Like the reward for like chipping in for 2 damage or whatever. The captain, yeah, she's pretty annoying. Using the Glorybringer to crew? What is going on? This is like nice, because I take 1 less point of damage. I don't want to kill this, right? Do I? Do I want to kill this? Let's scry first and find out. That's a definite... Yeah, no, we can't kill this. Okay, so we don't beat a Chandra ultimate, so we need like cast out or something. This gives us 2 extra mana. I think opting is fine. It's Supreme, but what are you looking for besides the land? Yeah, this was an upkeep play. More mana efficient? I want to have this for like potential stuff I want to counter. I guess with that many lands, that's not our first priority. We're under a lot of pressure, unfortunately. Find it with Supreme. But if you find it with Supreme last turn, we still need to cast a Teferi this turn. So we take, what, 7 this turn? Actually 6, because they probably kill this. Or actually even less damage. I mean, find now, yeah. Okay, they're attacking us. Let's kill that one. And if they have like any 3 damage burn spell, we're dead. Which I suspect they have, because otherwise they wouldn't have done Teferi. Like they wouldn't have let Teferi live. Alright, that's fine. Oh, this hand's terrible. This hand's fine. Phew. Feel like we have to do better. Shouldn't history just be great though? Yeah, maybe like just a more of a straightforward control thing would be better. The way it currently plays, we have like lots of inefficient cards. The approach that has been working for me in Brawl is actually just like playing good cards, right? And this deck actually plays lots of very bad ones for the sake of like 1-for-1ing. Tezzeret versus Monored. I have played against Tezzeret and I just don't see how Tezzeret is the control card you want as a commander. But it has done well against me. Or like reasonably well. I'm like 50-50 I would guess. Even Regal Caracal, don't give them targets for a braid in the removal. The other way, the removal just hits you. Right, like a braid and magma spray are like the only things that only target creatures, but right. We won't be taking damage from that. And then we counter whatever they play this turn and then play Teferi. Sounds like a plan. Yeah, of course you have to play like some weaker cards, but it's actually super interesting which cards are like close to standard playable, in my opinion. Like there are like some really interesting ones, I think. Some mono-red ones I can't remember right now. But I actually like the depth of the card pool. This is fine. If they play 2 creatures, I'm better off fumigating this turn, I think. Okay, no 2 creatures. Kind of want a hard removal spell here. It's kind of a hard removal spell. Yeah, I need to fumigate here. Otherwise, Teferi just dies. And now we have to hope for like no Chandra. I guess Chandra isn't even the worst. Like Glorybringer would be bad. Hazoret? No, Hazoret would be fine. That's even worse than Glorybringer. And that's really bad. I guess this gives us an opportunity to cast Teferi on an empty board. 5/5 haste dino, yeah. So now Teferi would have survived, that would have been pretty sick. As it is, stuff's still fine because we get to counter what they do now. Next turn play Gear Hulk into what they do. Do we settle just for Karizev? Probably not. Yeah, no, let's not do that. So next turn they draw the Skizzlix again. Okay. Do we farm to market the Skizzlix? Or do we disallow it? We probably disallow it to farm to market the Karzev. No, actually disallow is way better against like late game burn. Which is probably more impactful. Who is this attacking? Hello. Oh, they're all attacking Teferi? Jesus. That's interesting. That's playing around cards that you can't beat, I would say. That's what it feels like. Once again, I should have plus Teferi first. Ah, no, I forgot that this thing has to untap tap land. It's pretty dumb. Alright. Yeah, we'll just settle the Karzev. What? They're still attacking Teferi. What a madman. What a madman. Games in the books. Yeah. Do we even disallow this? I don't feel like we do. But maybe we have to. I guess we have to. Since Gear Hulk is just backup disallow. Teferi is such an absurd card. It's interesting that people didn't see that when it first got spoiled. And I didn't see that as well. I thought like, yeah, it's another Planeswalker, you know, +1 draw card, -X removal. But it turns out that drawing a card and untapping lands is like pretty ridiculous. Fight with Fire. Basically fulfilling the same role it does in Standard, where you board it in against control to defeat Lyra and be good against Settle the Wreckage. Or to place it for $5 each. Yeah, sounds like a good investment. We basically want counter spells, but we only have one left. Or the other thing, what's it called? Oh, it's not that, but I meant Commit to Memory, because that also like fulfills the same role. I don't even want to attack. I guess I do want to attack with this. Giving my opponent fewer turns to draw out of it. Although Approach also is a nice clock. That's like one of the punishes, right? Haste creatures. Holy shit. The Immortal Sun. Why are they attacking Teferi? It doesn't make sense. I can't activate it. What the fuck? So right now it's this card number 7, right? So if we mill for... Yeah. Shouldn't you approach first? I think if I draw... yeah, maybe you're right. My line of thought is that if I draw a counterspell, I probably don't approach that turn, given that counterspell, but I probably just have enough mana to do both, in which case approaching first is definitely correct. Nice try. So they just realized they can't activate Chandra through the Immortal Sun. Oh no. It's Sylvia again. Don't do this to me. Although this time we have an answer to Avia. Ice over isn't an answer to Kambal, but is an answer to Ovia. But wait. The fairy mirrors are boring. Like Brawl mirrors were some of my favorites. But I guess that was the only matchup that was relevant in that metagame. I don't ice over Ovia this turn, do I? No. Of course not. I want them to attack. Jesus, I'm dumb. I am dumb. Okay, so hopefully they attack, because it's a free attack, right? Oh, servant. Yes. Very good. Feel the might of Ice Over. They'll probably have like at least 2 answers in their deck. Brontodon and like some random one I can't think of right now. But still good. Jesus. All the mana dorks. What this means to me is that we need to find Fumigate. I think Thopter resting this turn sounds reasonable, right? Because we have to spend a card on the Kenra at some point anyways, even if we Fumigate. And Thopter resting at this turn is just efficient. Ripjaw Raptor, okay. I can deal with that. Unless they have Blossoming Defense, that would be brutal. But I also can't just take it this turn. Okay. No Blossoming Defense or Heroic Intervention. Not having Hornswoggle up is a real downside. Oh, that's not too bad. I guess we still need something at some point. That's something. Ding. Yeah, that was not as good as Fumigate, but still very good. Why would they ping us twice? I think the additional land is worth more than 1 damage. But that's just a guess. An untapped land is great because now we actually get to keep up Hornswoggle. That's very good. All right. And then from this point we should have... Ooh. Wow, Untethered Express. Interesting choice. Okay. We probably need to minus this. Otherwise the Express can actually do stuff. Let's cast this first though. Because in this case... we can actually plus. For value. Oh, that's a very good point, Iceman. This means we don't have to deal with the commander again. Do I commit the express? Of course I do. Yeah, it's only weak to the dinosaur, the 6-mana one. Lucky us. No need to baffling at that. No need to baffling at that. Drawing cards just so nice. Sure, that's more filtering. Or a counterspell for like Galta. Yep. Whatever, no need to cast this yet. We're not looking for anything. Kind of looking for lands now. But we might as well just kill that. To not, like, this prevents us from discarding. I don't know if I like jamming Primal Tide. It's definitely a line of play that wins very quickly. I'm not sure what has the higher win percentage overall though.